sent it out to everybody, got management, and I was signed to Sony by the time I was 15.
Wow.
Yes, so it wasn't as easy as that though. I had spent, a lot of time. I'd been jumping in and out of school. I made another record when I was 14, and then when I was 15, I signed to Sony, and then that's really when a new chapter began. But in saying that, I have to tell you that I absolutely worked so hard. I practiced every single day, and I still do. Like I think you've always got to keep getting better, always learning yourself, always trying to get better. I'm still doing it every day. Every day I'm learning something, and when you think you know everything, you know nothing, and you just keep learning, and you have to be able to observe yourself from the outside. And as a leader, I think that's something you have to just keep always being aware of is learning and keeping to self-assessing. But anyway, so I signed to Sony. I'll have a look at what other notes I had here. I signed to Sony, and then I thought that everybody else would have a vision. And this is something that's really important I'd say to everybody, is that no one else can bring you a vision for your life or what you want to do. Only you can. Nobody else can do it. You have to spend time on your own to think about what you want in life and what it is that you want to give to people. And I just think that, I thought when I signed to a record company that everybody will know what to do. They obviously know how this works. They know what a record company, how you're meant to release songs. And I'm thinking, this is going to be great. They'll tell me what I'm meant to do. It just doesn't happen like that. You have to bring it yourself. You have to know your own vision for life, and you have to know what you want to achieve. And I released a single when I was about 15, 16. One of the best times in my life that I learned, because I asked questions, I wrote them down, I kept scrapbooks. I'm a complete scrapbook addict. That I cut out, studied my field, which is music. I studied it like you would study anything, and I would cut out little, like articles, put them in, write notes about other artists. And in that time, I was really an observer, and I really absorbed everything that I heard from every person in the record business. And my debut single went in at 62. Woo! Yeah! But let me tell you about that, though. I genuinely learnt so much from that, and obviously, I pulled myself in, said, I can do this better, and I came back and had another one hit by the time I was 17. Because I realised I had to be exactly who I was, inside, and I wasn't doing the true musicianship that I needed, to, give to people. So, anyway, then that was a whole other kind of time in my life, and when you first break out in something, it's even more pressure in that time. It's a whole other pressure when people first realise that you're having hits. They're like, it's all eyes are on you, and you're going, oh my God, what do I do? And I had to learn pretty quickly what to do. But also, I'm just going to quickly touch on those gut instincts that you hear from inside. Is that, I'm trying to think if there was, when I got signed to Neighbours, when I joined the Neighbours crew.
10 minutes.
Erinsborough High. Neighbours, everybody, Neighbours. I remember, this is a kind of an interesting story, that I remember I got sent the bad girl role of Tani. And it arrived in my post, and it was really negative. And I had just written Born to Try It, and I knew there was something special about Born to Try It. I could feel it. And basically, they said to me, you can play the bad girl, everyone will fly. I said, and I called up the producers, and I'd never had a hit in my life. And I said, I can't do it, I'm so sorry. I can't play this role. I really need to play like the good girl in it. And they're like, pardon? And I was like, I had to put my hand up and say it didn't feel right, and I stood up for it. And they ended up writing in my character, Nina Tucker. So we had to change it all around, but I had to listen to my instinct, and it said it wasn't going to be right. So even though I thought I was going to lose my job on Neighbours, I had to do it because I knew that would affect my whole knock-on with Born to Try It, because they wouldn't marry together, that lyric and this character. So that was kind of an interesting story. I'm just going to quickly jump into, after that, then we went into, my most nervous moment when I first broke out, which was the Logies. And I did my worst speech in history.